Hello, my friends. Tonight's little bit of tittle tattle is regarding a rumour about Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe. This has been around for a little while now, quite a long time, and people have speculated about whether this passionate one-night affair, fling, actually happened. Supposedly, it occurred in the late 1950s when Presley was filming Jailhouse Rock. I believe that it came from somebody who worked with Presley called Byron Raphael. And Mr. Raphael did an interview 50 years later with Playboy magazine and stated that this meeting at the Beverly Wilshire actually took place, and that Monroe and Presley had a passionate night or a passionate rendezvous at that hotel. So I would just like to pull some cards and see what energy I get from the cards. At the time, Elvis would have been a single man working on his career, and Marilyn would have been married only recently. I think she married Arthur Miller in about 1956. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so she would have been recently married to Arthur Miller. So let's just pull some cards. We'll have Marilyn first of all. I have already shuffled. We'll have one more pass, and then we'll pull from the top, and we'll go for Marilyn's energy first. Okay, so we'll have Marilyn. And then we'll have Elvis. Okay, so looking at Marilyn's energy, we've got the High Priestess. Secrets, very sort of shadowy, holding your cards very close to your chest. See how this figure has the hands across their chest, and it is like playing things very, very quietly, very, very close to your chest, not letting people know what's going on, holding secrets. So interesting energy, that knowing things, but keeping them quiet. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles, which is kind of teamwork. So she would have been involved in filming at the time. I'm not quite sure which film she would have been working on, but I believe that her publicity people were always sort of pushing her to be out and be seen. And maybe the idea of being out on the town pictured with Presley, although she was married, but just out pictured with him was probably something that was touted to her, because they're both such big stars. So I think that there was a lot going on behind the scenes here with the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords is contracts and a little bit of spying and looking at things, and just seeing what's going on, writing stuff down. So I think that maybe, do you know what, this could be all like the publicity people at the time and the journalists, the people that wrote in all the star magazines. Was it Hedda Gabler, or I think that was her name, the people that could make or break careers, that kind of energy, those journalists, that's what I'm getting from that. So I think that the newspapers would have loved, because Arthur Miller probably came across as quite staid and quite old and boring, and I think they would probably have loved her to be stepping out with somebody like Presley. Not necessarily for an affair, but just to get the photograph of the two of them together. That would have been a real coup to get that photograph. And then I come over to Elvis and I get the Tower. So I think there was an awful lot going on with him at the time, the Tower and the Devil and the Six of Cups. So Six of Cups is a bit of a nostalgia card. So it seems to me that he's looking back. He's doing this film, probably Jailhouse Rock, and the Devil and the Tower. I think that even back in these early days of filming and the early days of his career, he had people that were demanding a lot of him, and I think that already, probably prescription medication and things like that was already starting to have a role in his life. And I would imagine that not so much alcohol, but as I say, those kind of medications and the kind of people that were around him, I think he probably knew that they weren't always acting in his best interests. And the Six of Cup is very much, he's very much a homeboy. So I think he's probably looking back to his childhood, his mother, and the people that used to be around him who were probably much more caring of him than the people that were supposed to be representing him. But I think he was in that kind of situation. Now, as for the two of them getting together, I can't see anything here that tells me that they did. They both seem to be very much in their own spaces. He had a lot to deal with work and the people around him, and she had a lot of things that she was holding close to her and trying to juggle work. So let's just see if we can get something a little bit more on Marilyn. Would she have been interested in Presley? Would she been interested in him for a relationship, even just a one night stand? Just have a look. Star. And would Presley have been interested in her? The Hierophant. I think that Marilyn was very much the star, as it says here. I think sometimes tarot can be so literal. I don't think it would have worked with her going out with some beautiful younger man. The idea of it sounds wonderful, but he was 10 years younger, and she always liked older men, as far as I can see, father figures. And I think that she very much wanted to be the star. And if she had any kind of relationship with Presley, he was so beautiful. I think that it could have been a little bit of fighting for attention, and I don't think she would have liked that. I think she liked to be seen as the beauty, and her husbands were more of like the less attractive partner, and that allowed her to glow and shine. Now, the Hierophant, this could well be the team of people around him. We do it this way, we do it, I think that his agent, Parker, Colonel Parker, I believe it was very much, this is the way we do it. You're going to film this, you're going to film that, keep pushing on, keep working. And, you've got that kind of energy around it. So I don't see that he was in a place that he would have gone for someone like Marilyn. I'm going to pull another one on this because I think Elvis liked younger women as well. I don't ever recall that he ever had any intimate relationship with a woman 10 years older than himself. He was always more into more innocent girls, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean he likes younger girls. He didn't really go for mature cougars, if you like. Okay, so let's just do one more. The World. Yeah, I think that he would have seen Marilyn as very worldly, very world-wise, and it wouldn't really be someone that he would go for. She'd been around the block, and that sounds really weird and horrible, but no, she had marriages. I think she was on her third marriage, and although she was very beautiful, she had a lot of baggage with her, and she'd done sort of a lot of things, and she was much more worldly wise than the kind of woman that he would have ideally wanted to be with. So Give me like a firm yes or a no if you can, cards. Did this happen? I don't think it did. From this energy, they seem very, very separate, and they don't seem to have anything here that makes me think that there was any kind of liaison between them, although it's a lovely story. So, is there anything you can show me? I'm going to take from the bottom of the situation is Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that Marilyn looked at Elvis as a beautiful flower, a very lovely looking man. I think that she probably thought that he was gorgeous, like everybody thought that he was gorgeous, and not worth the effort, because she's a star, and to get involved with something like this would be not advantageous to her career. And I think he probably thought the same. They probably both looked at each other, and I don't normally get this from the Seven of Pentacles. It's usually, sowing your seeds, and waiting for your crop to come through. You've done all that hard work and your harvest to come through. But I'm seeing this as being, they both sort of admired each other. They both saw the sun in each other, and they saw how beautiful they both were, and they both admired each other. But I don't see in any way that this actually happened. So that's my reading. If you have any other opinions, or you'd like to add your comments, I'd be really interested to hear them. But that's basically what I have regarding Elvis and Marilyn. It was a lovely story, and it would have been very nice to think that these two beautiful people did get it together. But no, I can't see that they did. They were very much aware of each other, but nothing ever happened. Anyway, thank you very much, and thank you for dropping by, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye.